This year is the 200th anniversary of the death of Jane Austen. At the age of 41, she published 4 novels and had written 2 more. But she had a debilitating illness and her health was failing. So in 1817, her sister Cassandra brought Jane here to Winchester for medical help. They took lodgings in College Street.
At the time, her books were growing in popularity. She was just beginning to be recognised as a great writer. Her sister desperately hoped for Jane's recovery, but sadly, it wasn't to be.
Her final words were, "God grant me patience. Pray for me. Oh, pray for me." 3 days later, she was laid to rest here in Winchester Cathedral.
Louise, wow, what an incredible place to be buried.
I know, it is amazing, isn't it? Yeah.
Certainly is. How was Jane given permission to be buried here?
Well, we think it was probably because of the clergy connection in the family. Her father was a clergyman, her eldest brother was, and we think, probably a favour was pulled in really for that.
And her funeral, was that a grand affair?
No, not at all, no. No, when you think about what a famous person she is, it was a very modest affair. She was attended by 3 of her brothers and 1 of her nephews.
And her sister?
No, Cassandra didn't attend the funeral because women weren't allowed to attend funerals in those days. So she said she just watched the sad, mournful procession as it entered the close.
Oh man, that's terrible.
It is. It's very touching actually. Yeah, and she's actually buried just over here. And this is her grave.
Wow, it's big.
Yes, it is, yeah.
So how well known was Jane Austen when she passed away?
She was beginning to be known, as she was certainly known among the literati. I mean, she'd actually dedicated Emma to the Prince Regent on his request. So she was known among certain people, definitely.
On her epitaph, there's no mention really of her being a writer.
I know, but it does mention the extraordinary endowments of her mind, but it's mainly talking about what a good Christian woman she was and how well loved she was by her family. But I think that Henry, her brother, who wrote this epitaph, he wanted to thank the cathedral for allowing her to be buried here. And by saying what a very good Christian woman she was, it's almost saying she deserved to be here.
In the early 1870s, her nephew commissioned a plaque commemorating Jane and acknowledging her as a writer. Then in the early 1900s, this impressive stained glass window was installed, paid for by her many admirers.
To this day, people still revere her. They have a great affection for her as a person, as well as the writer of these extraordinary books which live to this day.
Well, that's almost it for today. Next week, Aled is in Wales, following the footsteps of pilgrims, both ancient and modern. We end today with a hymn from this beautiful cathedral, a place so admired by Jane Austen. Thanks for watching.
Join Aled Jones next Sunday later at 5. Next on BBC One, Spy Hippo comes face to face with a real and rather angry hippo. The first of a Spy in the Wild double bill.